Okay, this is Grumpy Dave back at you. We just went ahead, cleaned off the bench, getting ready for the mock-up work to be done, which isn't a whole lot. The LS transmission, the 4L60E. Bolts right back on here. You see the holes for it? Yep. Then, along with that, we got the spacer. I was told what one of the guys used for a spacer when he used this, but he did a different. I don't agree with how he did his motor mounts. This is 3 inches. The oil pan is 2.5, right up in the front. The cross member will be directly under it. That'll give me a 1/2 inch clearance above that cross member. And then you'll have your bolt on and you have your pulley out here. And the power steering unit will come up right here. The alternator will be right there. Trying to sling everything out to this, up higher on the engine, out to the side. If I can break the back of this project, and I think I found what I need, it'll open up the door for my machinist welder / cart buddy to make the brackets and hang the Miata. I think that's the one I have to use. I gotta go look at my notes. Don't hold me to that. Rack and pinion. And then I'll use the hoses off the Miata on one side and my LS on the other. I'll do the measurements because they're going to be so long. They're going to be going from down below here where the rack sits all the way up here instead of right to there. Okay, if that makes sense to you. So he'll make me up some specialty hoses. I just have to know which ends on them so he can match his ends up. And then I'll measure how much it's going to be and a little bit of extra, and he will make me my pressure and return line. And then I'm power steering ability ready to go. And then we'll put the power rack in. We'll change all that stuff up, so I'll have power steering and everything tucked underneath the hood. It's going to be hard. I'm going to end up bubbling this hood. I just know it. I got 3 different bubbles in mind. Just go to the junkyard and find one of the hoods. One's a Tacoma pickup. The other one is a 2+2 Mustang 2 hood. It's got a pop-up, goes down the center, and it's pretty close to the curvature of the MG hood. So if I space it just right, it'll fit real nice. About 1.5 feet back, it'll begin and come back to the back, and then it'll go back down the middle like they did on the Mustangs, and I don't have any rain moisture issues. If that makes any sense. The other option is the cow induction hood, which is going to take some serious fabricating on my part. So it'll take me a while to do it since I'm slow and just learning and just figuring out as I go. Using the swag method. And I'll get it centered and crossed up. I have to get a stand in here and set the hood on it and just do measurement after measurement and cut and measurement after measurement and cut, and then start tack welding it together. So I'm going to have to get my Father's Day gas MIG here. I got the flux over here. It's flux only. It's a good little tacker if you don't want to heat the metal up too much. I got a little buzz box that quick jobs. I can go out there, plug it in, hook it up, throw my mask on, grab a glove if I need it. There's a metal circular plate about that big around with a rubber puck looking thing for what's left of the motor mount that didn't break off. So I'm going to sawzall that off, take my twisted sister wire wheel and clean all the rubber off of it. I'm going to have to cut it with a slice and dice. Or I take the welder out, clean the spot, put a tack weld on it with the buzz box. So when I'm twisting the nuts off, the thing's not rotating. That's the trouble I'm having. And I can get it off without all the extra work. Each one of them's got a place in the shop for what you do. After watching him, I haven't been close to him welding for years. It just looks so much easier to weld with the flux, non-flux wire, gas MIG. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do that. I'm still working on getting my welding motion back in this shoulder. That's just one of those things I got to regain that I lost when they did the shoulder transplant. Put in that titanium. If it rains, it aches. If it's cold, it aches. If you overwork it, it lets you know it's there. Shoulder. I got 6 more months of healing time to see what I'm going to have, and after that I may have to do some physical therapy, some stretching exercises. It's getting better all the time. I still cannot reach behind my back very far, but it's 100% better than it was 3 months ago. They said it'll keep coming back. The behind your back motion is the last one to return. You can probably hear it raining. Hey, he's out in the garage. Oh, he's going to do something. Time to rain. Don't let him do it. But that's okay. Day after tomorrow, Saturday morning, probably 9:30-ish, 10 o'clock, my son's coming over. He's bringing over our big compressor on wheels. We bought it for, a third the price of it. So we both threw in $35. It's like $70, 72 and some change. Because we need it. I need it because it's got the big tank on it, on wheels, so I can get set up to start the body work. Because when I start buzzing this thing and begin the body work, I don't want to sit there and wait, because this thing will let me work for about 2 minutes, and then I got to sit for 5 minutes waiting for the air to build up because it's wore out. That'll speed things up. I got some stuff to leave here, like this monster toolbox. That bucket of stuff there, it's some stuff that has to go out to the barn shop we're going to be building. But first it's got to dry out. It is really wet out there. I'm replacing the tongue and groove boards around the bottom. And then the back is the big door that's coming out, and I got some ideas there. I'm going to get all that enclosed with tongue and groove. The door will be gone totally. The man door on that side will be gone. Just wait for someone to break in the shop where you can't see them, away from the house and the security cameras. And then where the other man door is, I'm going to put a pop out. This is a little 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot pop out with the little lean-to roof and everything. I got the T111. I got everything out there. Siding. I got the 4x8s, 4x12s laying right out here beside the house. And we just shovel gravel in there when we gravel the floor of it, so we can start working in there. Because right now, all the water runs down his driveway and into the floor of the barn. Because we were dumb enough to go down and clean all the dirt and 100-year-old horse poop and everything else out of there. And the water, where's it go? It goes to the lowest place. I told him if we ever parked the Bobcat in there, you'd have to wait till summer and it was dry before you could get it out. It would sit there and spin. It's that soft in there. So I told him, I said, as soon as we can, I want to get all the woodwork in, the braces in. I want to get the gravel in and get it packed down. And then we can start working on some stuff over the summer. If everything goes good, we're hoping to pour concrete before fall. And that'll be the barn shop. It's like 22 by 40. There's a 20 by 22 big bay, I mean, with a huge roof. I repaired the side by side door. It looks like the day they built it. It took me all day to do it. And we're probably going to put some other stuff in there. And I got a bunch of lumber I took out there to get the bottom panel in. I got stuff everywhere. I got 2 of my big saws out there. I got my big compound miter saw and my shop table saw for ripping stuff. Because the idea is to get everything in there and start at the door and just come right on around with these 4x8 sheets all the way up that one side and get some braces in and get everything done. And then there's some concrete to be poured. There's a whole list of things to be done. I'm going to go over and work maybe 1 day a week, maybe 2, maybe a Friday, Saturday. Work Friday by myself and then go back out Saturday when he's home to do some stuff where I'm going to need his help or he's going to need mine. And we'll just keep kind of plugging along at it. This is my main shop right here, because to run out there to work where he lives, it costs me a tank of gas every 9 days, which is $148. It don't take long working out there to spend $500 just in gas, unless I get something a little bit more efficient to run around in. But I don't run around a whole lot. I got my truck to do the work I need to do, so it is what it is. People, let's hear about your projects and the problems you're having. And any questions or any information, I'll be glad to read it. I'll try to respond. I can't always do that. I got so much stuff bouncing in now on the internet for PMs and stuff like that. It's just insane amount of stuff. I had 186 of them last week alone. Grumpy Dave's Garage. Yep, I'm Grumpy Dave. And the project is rolling. I'm getting ready to drop in the LS 5.3 for L60E. The verdict is out on which shifter to use. Get one, put the shifter in it, and then I like this Ford shifter. It'd be perfect in that console with the way it mounts and all the work I could do around it, and then make a polycarbon panel to put down over it. It'd look really good. But then I've got to match one's got a post and one's got a bolt that goes through it, or a pin on the cable. So that's no big thing. I just stuff like that. It takes time to get together and work on. When I was doing the Mac, I'll give you an example. I had an engine shut off. To shut the truck off, you pull this thing and it shuts the fuel off. There was nothing electronic on it. Well, I bought the longest one they had in stock. Oh, this is the one you need, and I got it there. I couldn't return it. It was 6 feet too short. So I went to a parts supplier that I knew for big trucks and told him about the problem. And he says, you need blah, 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 blah part number. Call these people and order this part from them. I don't have them anymore in stock, but they have it. I still got that old, what is it, 8-foot long cable. It'd be perfect to cut new heater cables out of. It won't cost me a nickel. I just got to make sure the diameter is compatible with the heater controls. If it is, I'm in like Flint. If not, I'll be ordering them, because I got to have the heater cable on for the heater defroster, because it's got to be in place before the heater box goes in. Once the heater box goes in, the LS is in, it don't come out. You'll have to loosen the engine and move it forward to get the heater box out. That's the reason why I did all the cleaning, soaking, and pressure checking on that core. Well, people, I keep saying well, people, guys, gals, car enthusiasts, I'm about ready to call it a day. This rain just will not give up. That's what it's been doing. It'll rain. There you go. Hear it? Earlier it was misting. Just enough you can't get out there and work. And then by the time you get an idea to do something, and it starts this. We've got this all day today. I think tomorrow too. Saturday is the first dry day, and that's the day the motor's coming up. Mainly because my son needs his trailer back, and his utility trailer has my transmission and engine in it, and he can roll the compressor up in it and strap it down. We can just back it up, roll the compressor out, drag the transmission, it's almost to the rear now, snatch it with my engine hoist and bring it in here. And the LS is on a roll around engine start stand, almost right off the floor. I bought the stand because I didn't want to flip over and get busted or broken or anything, okay? And the next time I get an engine from him, I'll just tell him what I want. He tells me, he'll call me when he's got it, and then I'll just take my engine stand down and give it to him, and he'll just put his and the engine in the back of my truck. We don't have to swap out, we just exchange. Trying to get some things rolling here. It's been a long, slow process between my shoulder and the rain and the weather, but we're getting it done. People, get your build on, okay? No nonsense. Get your build on. Get my glasses are all weird this morning. Get your build on. Have a blessed day, and we'll be back at you in a few as soon as we figure out how we're going to end this day today. Walk back over here.